Evening folks, welcome to our coverage from the new club snooker and pool. Tonight we've got Neill Simpson versus Scot Hector in a race to 10 for a £100 pot. So Neill won the lag, so he's away to my smash. Sporting his fine new glove for the first time, so let's see how he gets on with that. Evening Russell. Looking forward to this one. It should be quite a tight match, I think. Gloves something I've thought about as well, but I think it's getting more and more common, and the people that wear them kind of love them, but I don't know, I think I would have to give it a try and be comfortable wearing it before I wore it in a proper match. Alright. No, I'm taking a break for a couple of weeks. I've got enough points in the flyer to see me, but now I've found out that it's seeded, I might have to come back. But no, I'm trying to make use of the good weather and get my jobs done and my brownie points earned. No worries. See you later. I think a glove's becoming a lot more common, but Neill was saying earlier that we were playing the Scottish Interleague in Peterhead a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really warm weekend, and he says he was just kind of struggling on some shots to push the cue through, so he's giving it a go. So I kind of I put a lot of oil and things on my cue balm and things, keep it nice and smooth, so I don't really struggle with that, but might have to give it a go. Join the fad, see if it is as good as people say it is. So we should have quite a good match. Obviously Neill's very experienced and he's playing quite well just now, but he's not played a lot at the new club recently since the league stopped. Whereas Scott's obviously had a couple of matches. He played in the grassroots Flyers on a Wednesday night. He won a couple of weeks ago, and obviously had a challenge match against Graham Scales where he ended up winning that. Really good, solid performance. Wasn't for anything, so there wasn't any pressure on it, but he took out a number of very good clearances. So obviously if it opens up, Scott's showing that he can take the clearances out, so it'll be interesting. I know Neill watched that match, so it'll be interesting to see if he keeps things tight or if he decides he can outgun him. Just a bit of sparring going on here early doors, just a bit of feeling out process. I don't know if Neill really wanted that to go in. I mean, he keeps control of the table, so shot. Scott really needs to take this yellow out here. Let's play it across the table to where the other one is. If he's looking at the angle to play the pot, he's going to take this one out first. Interesting shot. He's played it well though, covering the middle pocket there like that. Neill's obviously got a problem ball right at the top. I don't think that goes. Yeah, it doesn't go. So interesting to see what he does here. And he's alright. You can see the ball on the right hand side. He'll be okay, but he's having a little look at it, so it must be quite tight to him where he can get the white to. A great pot, he's just unlucky, it's just got slowed up a little bit. Yeah, a bit of time over this Neill because he knows all the balls, Scott's balls are just out there in the open, so if he doesn't come up with something then he might not be coming back to the table in this frame. Good idea, it's just always going to be difficult to try and get that red down over the pocket. Didn't hit that very well. Didn't hit that very well. There will be a few nerves early doors. Should be pretty straightforward from here for Scott. He just rolls this one in, you'll have a nice wee angle to spot the top one. Back for the black a little bit. I'll kind of show what confidence he's got, how close he puts this white to the black. He's going to try and get close to it from this angle, which he can do. He was trying to get too close to it there. I think he would have been better just dropping that in and leaving a slightly longer black. It's one of those you always kind of want. The first frame in any match, you want quite a simple black. So he tried to force that through and the angle just wasn't there. Yeah, that's all. I think a bit of adrenaline and a bit of naivety, shall we say. I mean, Yes. Alright from Neill that. I knew in or over was good enough for that one, so just see if he can make a better attempt to get in position on the block. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no quarter given there from Neill. Oh, it was a massive break for Scot there, so I'm not quite sure how it's managed to end up a dry one. Not straightforward finish for Neill here, because I think ideally he would have liked yellows to begin with, but he hasn't got a yellow on, so we're taking the reds. Whether he tries to pot this and screw into that cluster, or whether he just takes it up the top. The thing with Neill, he plays the percentages a lot. You don't see him playing a risky, attacking shot if there's no need for it, or if he thinks he can leave it for later and get a better angle. It's a bit unlucky. I think he was expecting to be on the one into the middle right. The yellows covered it. I mean, all he's got really is a very difficult shot cut across the table, where his ball's covering half the pocket, or a cut back. You just clip this one. Yeah, it's going to be very, very thin. Yes, that's alright. It's okay. A bit of a stretch, but oh, could have just done a wee bit more on that. That was caused by having to stretch a little bit and being probably a little bit worried if he pulled it, he was going to snooker himself behind the block. So just to reset himself now and decide what he's going to do. Does still cut, but I mean the white's going round and round and round. It could even go into the middle if he doesn't hit it right, so he has to be very, very careful here. Might actually be a double, be a better option than the cut. It's fine margins, isn't it? At another inch, he would have been happy with the angle and able to just drop it in. So 2 shots, Neill, 3 balls on the table. Don't usually expect him to make mistakes from here. He's very, very clinical. The table is fast, it has been brushed and ironed, so not really going about these the best, but he should be okay just to drop this in and let the white up and down. Scot's not covering the bottom left if Neill wants to drop this in and try and hold, but hold's going to be very, very difficult. Yeah, it's a great shot. A little bit of side there just to create a bigger angle for it. I'm off the side cushion as well as the top. And we're 2-0 Neill Simpson. Scot can't be too disappointed though, because that's 2 chances he's had. I mean, it could have just as easily been 2-0 Scot. Yeah, Russell, as I said, this is what Neill Simpson's famous for. He doesn't make it easy. So when you give him a chance, he's going to. Rolls a bit reversed this frame, so it's a dry break from Neill, and balls are there for Scot. So finding the first ball and getting position, nothing particularly easy to start on. It's going to keep the white in a good position. So probably collide into Neill's yellow here. And he stayed on the bottom ball, and he's got the one over the middle as well. So that's worked out quite well for him. This is where it starts getting a little bit tricky, because the transition from the ones near the middle to the top ball is going to be important. So you could cut this into the middle and try and come around the back, the 2 yellows and the black, and leave the other one in the middle on the left hand side, or he could go the other way. And he's going to take the more difficult plot early, which is not a bad thing. Probably follow the white through and leave these into the middle. That's a very good shot. And they both go. Maybe just put this and screw back a little bit for the one to the left of it into the same pocket. Yeah, it's come far enough there to see the one on the right hand side. More difficult now, just play off this one and screw back for the one left, but there is a little bit of a gap. See what kind of angle you can create on it here. Yeah, difficult screwing off one in the middle. You're always scared of hitting it too flat and it bouncing out of the middle, but it's a very, very thin cut now. Yeah, cutting them that thin, you can't really control the white either, so I mean, if he does go for the cut, I think the white would be ending up around where his cue was there, close to the bottom right hand pocket. That's a hold kick into the block there. Not easy now, but he's given himself a chance. Not to do anything with the white, just 100% concentrate on the pot. No. Tough, expect Neill to be looking at this red, yellow on the right hand side cushion up and take that black pocket. It's how early he decides to do that shot. Neill has to be careful here because he's hard on the side cushion. Put up with a bit of safety there, I think. Knowing Scot wouldn't be able to cut the ball if he missed. But not easy now to get pot a ball and get position. I mean, it was only good to think about this. It would have been alright if he'd missed. He played the attacking shot. I can't tell from our camera angles whether it's touching or not. I think if it was touching, we'd probably be able to play the safety into the bottom. It's got a chance here. A thin cut. Just have to watch where the white's going, but it is cuttable. Oh, he's overcut it, has he? The camera in case his head's in the road. Bottom ball just never bounced enough for Neill there. A long stretch here for him. He's just put his hand up there. I don't know if he's table stickered him, is he? Oh, you know what? I think he has. It's unbelievable. See, that's not close to that. Well, just when you're needing a bit of things to go your way to get back into, get off the mark. Neill will be picking this up. You just be careful here and make sure of this. Yeah. Scot will be feeling like the whole world's against him at the moment. Certainly the pool gods. See now, Neill. Well. Still early doors though, we're a race to 10 here, so you know, Scot's more than capable of knocking out a couple of clearances in a row, so Regan Campbell, chuck that man with a glove out. Alright man, how's it going?
Right. You want juice?
No, I'm alright, cheers.
Oh, thank you.
was in a tricky position on the right hand side of the table. It would cut, but it needs to be quite far behind it to get a good angle on it. So we put this, he's kind of screwing in the opposite direction, I think. So. Yes, he's just decided to push that through. I'm cutting this up, but be careful white doesn't spring off the cushion, off the knuckle here. Unlucky there for Neill, trying to punch that ball out a bit. You really got the angle to try again here. This ball at the top does pass Scots quite comfortably. So it is really just that one on the side cushion that he's got to worry about. These aren't easy on this table. He's played that very well.
Scott isn't a bit of a blur here.
He was unlucky. He had the ball just over the top of the middle pocket. He rolled it up and left Neill a chance to put his ball right up the rail and behind it.
That's fine, Scott, that.
Scott's been unlucky. The first couple of frames, he had a chance in the first one where his last ball he needed to pull back for the black, and he didn't actually. He potted it up the top and the white. Here, black was down here, and I think he tried to get too close to it and ended up going in off. And then the second frame, he missed a black as well, which Neill just punished him for.
He looks like he's trying to scully this.
Difficult from that angle.
Very.
What angle's better to look at for this? Just taking it out. The third frame Neill won. He got himself into a bit of a mess. And Scott had the black up right in the pocket. Neill missed a pot down here, white round the table, and jawed him.
Oh.
So it was 3-0 to Neill and Scott. Yeah, the better chances in each of the frames. I'm saying when you miss, Neill just he's clinical with the finishing.
Clears up. Right, he's fine.
Plenty of space. You'd have preferred it not on the cushion, but he's a good cueist.
Yep.
Yeah, 4-1. Saying Scott was going into this quite confident. So he had that. He won the grassroots flyer the other week, and he had a wee friendly match with Scales, and beat him with. I think he cleared up the last 3 frames. He had really good clearances in. So he was going in quite confident, but after the first frame, you could just kind of see a bit of it draining out of him.
He wants to get back into his pool now, Scott. So
yeah. I think he's a bit too good for the grassroots, but he gave us a sob story that he hadn't played in a long time, which they all seem to be trying. So yeah, as Russell says, there's still plenty of time in frames. He's had a chance in every frame to win it. Well, it's Mr. Cormie that's joined me on comms. He's just off the golf course. He's into, don't know, to support Neill or
well,
support Scott.
Scott's a teammate, so
Scott's a teammate, and Neill's a age-old rival. and friend.
He used to be my rival.
Used to be. And also the doubles king. One half of the doubles kings. We had your other half on Gav on comms on Saturday.
Ewan.
He would be good on comms actually. He wouldn't have mince his words, you know. If there was a bad shot, he'd call it out.
Oh, he'd always call me. We always like 200 miles away, and he still tells me what I should and shouldn't do. So. Aye.
Yeah, he's some boy.
That's a good shot, Neill. Oh, he didn't win that second one in.
It's funny, you just
It goes in this yellow between the two reds.
Well, you mean pot this one on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might actually land in the top red there, leave the yellow in the bottom. But
yeah, I mean, it'd be worth doing, but. He's a bit unlucky that if it doesn't go quite right, he's not really landing on anything else, is he? He'll take that because he's got the red's out of the way, so it won't affect his queuing for this one in the top.
Very bit slack.
Yeah. You noticed he's sporting a fine new glove for the day?
I did see that, yes. I never thought I'd see the day, IOA captain with a glove.
Don't think he'll be wearing it in IO.
A boxing glove, maybe. Oh, Scot. That was very, very rash.
That wasn't very good queuing at all.
It just kind of felt like Scot was forcing it there.
Yeah, I don't know if
it's 4-1 down to Neill. That's nearly what you want to do.
Sometimes, I mean, I know myself, so I got quite a thumping on Saturday in my match, and I took a couple of those shots on because I was looking for anything to give a bit of spark and a bit of confidence, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And I still expected to pot them. I missed one quite a mile, but I was like, oh, I'll pot this, and that will get me, you know, a bit. It wasn't really about the frame I was playing at the time. I just wanted to feel like I had the ability, you know, to.
See, that shot there, it's maybe not one for the cameras, but it's decent for Neill because he's leaving the yellow down for the other yellow potentially to play onto. Scot just maybe needs to be very aware of moving that.
He's very attacking, Scot.
Well, there we go. He's just opened that right up there.
He did a very similar shot in the
and
first
the
frame.
yellow goes off that red. I think that was maybe just a wee bit of rush there.
He put a very similar shot in the first frame, and he actually covered the middle pocket with it, and it worked out absolutely, you know, perfect for him.
He's literally just done Neill's work for him there.
Yeah, and I say it's rash and it's kind of clutching at straws, isn't it? Because
as you say, it's easy for me saying that sitting here.
Well, it's what we're not paid to do, but
Aye.
So we're not here to criticise folk, but we're here to kind of call it out when they haven't played the right shot or the right. You know, it's quite funny because some of the guys on the grassroots were quite, you know, brutal after a couple of pints on the comms and that. You know, you have to be careful. But some of the ones in the grassroots actually said they've watched it back and gone, "Oh, I never thought of that shot." That, you know. Oh.
Wow.
That'll be the glove getting chucked in the. We're up to 21 viewers.
They must have heard it was coming.
Yeah, there's that Carly sitting at home with every device she owned logged into different accounts.
I take it that two reds plant that Scot never looked at interfering there.
Yeah. It certainly looked like it. The camera doesn't really show any better that side, but
You could maybe, with that angle, play the yellow, red in the middle.
yeah, and at least clip them and see.
That's better queuing.
It's kind of in between the other two. Would you take it now and just try and screw back up off it?
If it goes, I would definitely take it now. But
you know, I'd be quite tempted to take it, but try and screw the
find
white.
It very soon. If it does, well,
white
straight
into the second half of the table. That's all right.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yep.
You got hold of that quite more than I was expecting him, but it's worked out alright for him.
Punch this back.
Yeah.
Cease to watch that.
Yeah.
A
wee clip there would have done him. I thought he was trying to avoid hitting the red. A wee clip would have done him alright.
I think I'd still take it in the middle.
Oh, 100%. I mean, down the table, you're going you're going very close to the middle on the yellow.
I wouldn't even be thinking that yellow there, just like...
Yeah. Probably just...
Maybe he's thinking the yellow's safe, but no, just take the pop.
Yeah, just take
even if you go into the black, you're going to leave your trash on it. Could go wrong like that,
yeah.
Could go wrong. Oh, God, Scott.
This is just the way his Scott's decision making.
I hate to say I told you so, but
yeah, I think I would have been taking that. Mark Kidd's asking, who's Cormier eyeing up for a money match?
Well, there's a wee bit of chat that the two SPA high flyers, Reg and Scales, are in a game with me and Gav, so a wee friendly stake.
Oh, doubles?
Yep, a wee doubles match. I'm not sure how much a start we're getting yet. The guys are playing at night. Like, we're two old jobbers, kind of. So we got a 4 to 10.
That just sums up the way Scott's luck's going as well. Another day up. White with a sailed in the middle pocket, but he's just not getting anything. That'll be quite a good match. You and Gav putting the titles on the line, the doubles titles on the line.
That's a catch weight.
Aye.
No, but joke aside, it'd be fun. Maybe get a wee Friday or Saturday, a few beers, and we'll get a game.
Russell Scales, I'd have my money on the doubles champs.
I've always said Russell is really sound. He's by far the sounder of the two Scales brothers. Definitely. And he knows his stuff as well.
He knows that as well.
Oh, aye.
The problem with Graham is he spends too much time with Regan.
The problem with Regan is he spends too much time with Graham.
They're both up in Keith at the Flyer tonight.
The friendly tune.
The Flyers and the Grampian and Keith are really popular now. They've got a ridiculous number playing in their summer league as well.
Oh, yeah.
3 divisions, I think.
Well, Gordon's put a lot of coin in it, and it's a good setup, so good to see.
Aye, yes. I mean, now he's got all the Black Ball tables in the hall, and it's really, really good. I mean, it was always a good setup before because the tables were always well looked after, but it is.
I wonder what Neill's eyeing up here for his first. Does he take this yellow down the dike? I mean, they're all there. And imagine if he takes this, if you want another yellow in the middle. And then it's...
We'll play this so we bit just try and basically leave the white where the yellow was.
Pretty much if he can, aye, because, I mean, if he doesn't go far enough, he can still play the yellow in the middle and take the one up the table.
These pockets are quite tight, so you don't want to try and
do
too much.
Cute. Unless he's looking at yellow. Can he play that? No, he's going red. I'm a wee bit surprised with that, but yeah, he's 5-1 up, so he's probably thinking.
Yeah, he's probably just looking at it's easier clearance, because
I just think that yellow doing the rail, if he just even played at pocket pace, he's still left that yellow up.
yeah, he'd only been left with the one ball near the bottom cushion. Whereas now he's kind of shot making, he's going to have to. That's interesting.
That's an interesting shot selection.
I thought he would have gone with the one up left of the block. Just kept the break going, sort of thing.
But Scott, I wonder if he's going to try and take this off the red and free up the pocket. That's a danger.
I think
what he's trying to kiss off the red.
Yeah,
and
he's trying. I mean, it's a clever shot if he'd worked, but I think probably in that situation he might have been better just trying to take a pocket.
Definitely, at 5-1 down, I just feel like hanging the bag there.
Yeah. Obviously, with black ball rules, hanging a bag is still a massive advantage. When down to play that international rules, it's not really an advantage anymore. Have you played much of them?
I haven't, no.
They're actually quite good.
I'm pish at black ball, so I don't know. But I torture myself and be pish at international rules as well.
They're actually quite good. But
so what is it? Is it called a loss of turn?
Aye, so it's just not your shot
you
anymore.
can play your ball onto theirs. Okay.
So it's kind of like a deliberate foul. That's not a very good strike for Neill, but he's just say when you're ahead, you can just do nothing wrong. Really, you make mistakes and the luck just seems to flow. But so as long as you hit your ball first, you can pot theirs, and it's just their shot. So it's kind of like the old deliberate foul in world rules. There's a right time to play it and a wrong time to play it. So you can play it. So you leave the white somewhere awful,
and they have to play it from that position.
Yeah, it's just their turn. It's just the same as if you had missed the pot completely. It's unlucky for Scot there. Miss it back and forth. So yeah, but I mean the big thing.
See, like there, Neill's picked up the white straight away. I think if you looked at it, for the white was that other red, I'm just doing 2 yellows. He might have been able just to.
Yeah, I think sometimes you find Neill's not in too much a hurry to clear everything. He's still kind of thinking, well, that covers that ball.
Because, okay, he's potted up, but he's still going to have to play a plant with that red that I was talking about.
And I think that red might just pass that one at the bottom.
If it does, you've got better eyesight than me.
See, this is the thing, I've been doing this comms a few weeks now, and a lot of times you're like, oh yeah, he's going to have to play a plant, and you see them queuing down for it. Oh, it does go. Oh, he's definitely going to have to do something now.
That is that problem ball.
Touching, so
I'd imagine he'll try and push that red down behind that yellow. But Dina, he might take Scott's yellow off the cush.
He's trying his best to avoid Scott's yellow here. Oh no, he's tried to play the. Oh. You take that, because I mean, problem now he's got is
he's got to get a white ball up the table to get the black in the bottom left.
I think the angle he's got, you're running straight into Scott's yellow. He puts a lot of top on this.
A lot of top. Like so. Oh, unlucky. At 5-1, Scott really has to take his balls out here.
I don't know if Neill had been so cavalier with that last couple of shots if it was 5-5.
Scott, just take a second and think about it.
It's the old saying, just balls are there, just join the dots.
Nothing too fancy. So I think now he's going to go bottom right and bottom left.
Yeah. It's alright, I mean, it's not the greatest angle.
No, he's pretty quite pacey, so I think now I'd be tempted to go up the table with this.
Yeah, I think he's
Give yourself
close to
like
the
the
block.
option of 2.
He's very close to the block there.
Oh no. Wait, he's got it.
He's got away with it, so the first, he's probably deserved that little bit of luck, so. Just to make sure now, because he
needs to actually, this is going to sound really daft, he needs to reach the pocket.
Yeah, without pushing the white too far forward, because you're queuing down over the pocket, it is easy just to hit the wrong.
Either that or he forced it through.
Yeah, that's fine. See, this is the kind of angle you should have left the block in the first frame instead of trying to get really close to it.
Yep.
Yeah, good strike.
Yeah. I think Scott needed that.
Oh yeah, he kind of deserved it a wee bit because he's been in every frame. So you get your name in for a Royal Rumble event yet, Andrew?
I've actually not. I think I think work gets in the way of that, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Just got to give the rest of the lads a chance.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be a new format, and we're still trying to work out in my head how technically we're going to do it with the music and walk-ons and things. But I'm sure it'll come together closer to the time. But we're actually joking. I think there was a SPA thing down the road.
See, on the topic, you see the guy that wrote Real American for Hulk Hogan, he passed away the last day.
Did he?
Aye.
Oh. Jesus.
Some of these useless things you find out on Twitter.
Aye, the old school.
But yeah, I've got my USA bandana look to after today's news.
Aye, takeover complete.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 20 million invested in Rangers, and they obviously haven't looked at what the team needs yet.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for a Celtic fan to tell me what that means.
Aye. Obviously loans and debts and
EBTs, hopefully.
aye. Never mind that, if we go back on top.
Scott's looking at thin cap, I think. The red, I potentially, well, he seems to be set on it, so he can go into the yellow here. Well,
Don't cover the back.
Well, aye. Does that red decide the yellow pass Rich in the middle?
I don't want to have a little look and see.
Oh, I think it would off the knuckle, but
Ooh, yeah, it's tighter, isn't it?
and that yellow there now makes this a bit. The red to his left, I'd be tempted to disturb that. That's like a Hollywood, 6-pint shot though. Let's see.
He's in no man's land.
Yeah. Unless you can see that red double. I'm not sure you can. To try and double behind that yellow. Sorry, I should have said in the bottom. Yeah, like that. That's all a bit pace here for Scott. He nailed it. Oh, I thought he did, sorry.
He's actually left the bag as well
Yeah.
for Neill here.
which I
I mean,
suspect.
that was very difficult because he was queuing down with the bolts in the way. So. You pot this one and try and screw into the one up further up the cushion.
I think it's angle for that, Rich, but I think he'll definitely try and get. I knew he'd definitely deal with that. But Scott's still sitting okay there. It doesn't actually change much in the frame. Neill
maybe nip off the side of the
he-
shell and
yeah.
put the white up the top.
If he does that, Scott's still going to come to the table with a chance. There we go. So if you leave him on this bad red. This is where like Scott maybe needs to like just look at the table a sec and think. Is that middle red up the top? Is that the only shot he has?
It is.
It just felt like slightly rushed here from Scott. He could play the plant. Or he can play that.
It's a good effort,
yeah.
but I mean, it's not really. Neill play this and go into his bad ball.
He'll definitely try and develop this bad ball here.
The thing is, even if Scott had potted that, he didn't really have another shot.
It's probably better for Scott that he didn't apply to be fair.
Oh yeah. Russell's a
That's a great shot.
yeah, Russell's a Celtic fan, so he's asking for looking forward to the stadium Ibrox getting renamed with the American owners.
The Gavin Drew Arena.
You'll have to win a bit more than just the Elgin doubles to get that. The Gavin Drew Arena. Aye. I mean, if you sponsor a couple of the tables here, we could rename it that. You know, we'll usually take the money for a new name of one of the tables or the room.
You'll just probably fucking break dish and take the coin anyway.
That was fun.
This ball at the top, I'm thinking Neill, yep, he's going to play off of that.
Yeah.
Just try and develop it and...
He's going off.
He double guessed it. Right, that's a big chance for Scott here.
Problem is, he's still got two upward bars and only the one
I'd be
shot
taking
really.
the white right as far as I can across to that side of the table. I think the black will pot. Or will it, actually? If that red goes beyond that yellow, the shot is to play the black here. However,
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Just wait and see. He's just.
oh, it's too hard, Scott. I think. Mind you,
I mean, we're still saying that like red doesn't pass the yellow into the middle. Maybe it does, and actually he was just going to knock it down so he could knock us in.
maybe it was a bit too harsh there. He's got the angle just to naturally pot this and take the white right across.
Yeah, onto the right hand side and then play it at the top.
It's a tap in.
Play it at the top or in the middle, depending on
I
how
do
he
apologise to my teammate there for the
doubting his selection. I think that's a bit too hard though.
Yep.
I don't think it goes off the yellow.
I don't think
really
so either.
Don't.
Nope. In that case, I hate this. It's actually quite poor for Scott because all he had to do was leave himself that side of the table. This is thin. Like that.
Oh, that's gone.
Great shot.
I'll sort the camera on later on.
He needs another thin one here. This, it's not easy, but it'd be a very good frame for Scott to take.
Confidence wise, yeah, certainly. Yep.
Yep.
He struck that well, he struck it with confidence.
he needed that last few frames basically, Rich, to make the game competitive.
Yeah, Neill was kind of a canter, so maybe that might just give him a wee wake up call as well.
Think about.
So yeah, I was saying we've got a Royal Rumble event on 21st of June, so we're collecting names and entrance songs for that just now. All the details are on our Facebook page. You want to go and have a look at that.
Excellent.
And then after that, we've got our 24-hour pool-a-thon on the 4th and 5th of July for Mikey's Line.
Very good cause.
Yeah, it is a very good cause, and I think it's getting more discussed these days, isn't it? The mental health side,
definitely.
where you'd have been embarrassed to speak about it when we were growing up. I think it's a bit more accepted now, and everyone realises it happens to just about everyone at some point in their lives. So we've got that, and then so we don't have confirmed money matches every week yet. We're only doing them a couple of weeks in advance. I think next Saturday we've got Regan's playing Fairy for Keith in here.
Good. That's a good game. That'll be quite
Neill.
That was quite slack. I think Regan.
I think it was casual, I would call that. He bought it the first day and then just.
I think Regan Fair will be very a decent atmosphere Saturday night, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Keith boys really support their pool, so I can imagine they'll take through a busload. So it'll be a great atmosphere in the club. Not sure if I'll get up to commentate on that. I might have to ask your doubles partner if he fancies it, because he's really taken to the comms.
His dulcet tones.
He really enjoys it.
I mean, Gav, he had to be good at something in life, didn't he? Other than driving me to pool and carrying me to doubles like finals. He's a natural. He's decent.
Yeah, a lot of people have said they like listening to him in the comms.
It'd be like us watching like snooker on a Sunday night.
Calling the great players, telling them what they're doing wrong. Yeah,
just missing a where's the cue ball going. Oh, where's got away with that?
Oh my goodness.
Neill Simpson, check your shoes.
Right, just for the record, Regan, that doesn't qualify for a shot of the month. We're actually speaking about maybe putting a fluke of the month through, because especially in the flyers with the time and everyone's rushing, you see some absolute crackers, like
folk just belting them.
Yeah, there's some absolute quality shots as well, but there is more. It's funny, Deshaun had a really good win on Wednesday, and he came through and he says, "Don't know, every time I go for a double, it goes in a treble." I thought you were meaning them, bud. Hard to tell me. He was never close to
check the calendar when you said like Deshaun had a good win. Okay, fair enough.
He did. He's coming on.
He is that. I was getting a post-mortem at the bus stop the last day from him.
Yeah.
Right, but Deshaun's a good lad, and he's keen. He's really keen. He gets involved. So for him.
He's a brilliant help, during because he's playing, but he's also doing the timings and sorting the shot clocks and things. I do not like doing any
these
of that
days.
If I'm playing.
He is Mr. Bucket Thistle.
Is he?
Oh, he's a guy like he's introduced like a family day in the next couple of weeks. So he's taking the club on well.
Good. Like you say, these institutions are hard to change and take new things in. We find out here sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family day at Bucket Thistle.
I've just not told the wife in Burns about it because I heard it was a beer tent. So
No, of course, Russell's just lost entry to shot of the month. Yeah, I forgot about that. Obviously, we've got a selection of shots, but today will be the last one for May, and then we'll release that and let everyone vote on which one. Unfortunately, my two candidates for shot of the month didn't make the grade because I made the grave error of putting my hand up to apologise in front of the camera, so I now can't, looking back, I can't claim them as the fantastic flange shots they were.
Somewhere on 30th Street, Peter Fife will be absolutely raging at it.
Aye, I know. I thought I'm better than that.
Yep.
I'm better than that, Lynn.
So Scott here, if he takes this one and stuns towards the red beside the middle, he can play that up the top. Oh, well. Okay, does that go? Oh. Right. My thinking was...
I think he was just trying to move it.
Right.
I think he was trying... he plays very, very attacking.
I think... I get that. However, he could just stunned the white across and played the red up.
Yeah.
And...
Oh, I'm not saying your shot wasn't the right shot to play, but...
It's kind of like the old, potting yourself into trouble here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got the shot to play it up the top, but he's not getting on the top.
It's
Red
almost...
off it.
Would you be tempted just to play
Cross
the...
double?
Yeah, or just it's so hard and delicate, but you can just play the touch in the middle. You've got to aim for basically all the top jaw.
Yeah. He's going to cross double.
I think he is. That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Great
very
shot.
good.
Stops or goes. He
The
might
problem-
have that angle here.
Yeah, the problem with it is obviously he didn't really have that much control over the white.
He might have a natural angle here. Well, let's just see by Scott's body language if it goes.
I think it will go.
Yep. So
Oh,
don't even think the yellow here, Scott. Just pot it. If he pots the red, I think the white would go quite close to the black. If he tries to go off the yellow, the pot is so much harder. And he could
I
potentially
don't know
just...
why he's looking at playing it off the yellow. Cause
Can we go back to that angle again,
yeah,
please?
of course, sorry.
It definitely goes, so I don't understand that.
It's such a big...
difficult
Because it wasn't right close to the pocket. It was such a...
Aye.
it had to be very, very precise and hit it right.
If he went for the cut, it'll worse. He's going to take the bag.
Yeah.
Again, it's very easy for me to say that.
This is where Neill's usually so clinical.
Neill will do nothing daft here. I think he's either going to take the yellow up top or conversely take the yellow down the bottom and take the white right across. So if he takes the white across to the right hand side of the table, Scott really can't do much with it. And also, if he takes the bottom yellow, he keeps traffic up the top.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Well, mind you, it's not his best.
No, he's hit it a bit fat there, and he's actually... It will cut.
It has cut, and it might give Scott an opportunity to
See,
come off.
that kind of shot there, where you see in practice, I've seen Neill knock that one in at the top. Top spin off it, top rail, and back, and leave tapping. So
I think
see, when he sometimes plays like that, I get frustrated.
I think he just taken that. It was too thick.
Yeah.
There you go. This could be a massive frame. If Scott bins this, then from being 5-1 down to 5-4 down, with Neill having this chance. For me here, I think it's just slightly off cushion. It's all about the pace.
Yeah. He's sailed down the rails nowadays, and with the new cloth on them.
Oh, he's overcut that. There's a wee bit of work to be done though.
Wasn't really the right pace, but either.
Scott will be pissed off himself missing that. Excuse my language. However, there's a wee
It's
bit
okay,
of work.
we're after 8 o'clock.
Does Neill try and play for the second yellow here? Like so. If he does, that's a great shot.
Oh, see, when he first played that, I thought he was going to clip the yellow and going off. And bought Scott's luck a bit. But
Here, the only issue Neill has, right? He doesn't want to punch it.
let's move on to the other camera because
too
he's going
much.
to block this. Yeah, because he's leaving.
Yeah,
the more he punched it, the
yeah.
worse angle he was leaving himself. That camera's a wee bit bright on the side because it's right next to the window and it's actually. Yeah, this isn't an easy cut.
But the beauty of black ball rules is
Yeah, if it goes into the block, it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the game, that's going to be a massive frame.
Yeah.
60 to 5-4 is big.
Neill tell Scott what he did wrong.
It's the customary post-mortem. I've had loads of them over the years. Yep. All been there.
Oh, aye.
Yep.
Yeah, as Russell saying, that could be a turning point. I think it's. I still think Scott, he's got it in him to rattle off just a couple of frames, and Neill hasn't looked, fantastic. Neill hasn't played anything that's saying, wow, he's playing really well.
I've seen the first couple of frames in this game, but I'm not looking at this like a 6-3 game.
No. I mean, it could have, if Scott had taken his chances the first couple of frames, it could actually be the other way around.
And I don't want to put any shade on Neill for being 60 up. I'm just saying, as I see it, like a couple of maybe slack shots from Scott that could have had this like at least like 5-4. But I totally Scott has definitely got the ability to reel off a couple here. Then it becomes really interesting. The thing Scott doesn't have, like it's easy to do, is not chase this.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good break.
Yeah, a couple of dry ones earlier on. There were big breaks like that, but and then which, always gives, even if your opponent doesn't finish them, they're still giving them the
control of the frame.
Control, and you're left with
a couple of frames I've seen so far. Scott, to me, I'd be stunned Neill in off that. I think he might look at playing it off the red because I've seen him do it a few times tonight. But yeah, I would definitely be taking that yellow beside it with a bit of bottom. Just to keep the white out.
Cut this and just drop the white onto the top cushion and take the one across. There's a wee bit of
cute nicely. Like so. Well done. And this might not be popular with the viewers, but the shot here might be just to play that yellow across and leave the white right on the red.
He's got a wee bit of an angle here, so you could actually, if he pots it, you can force.
Might have changed the angle. You're right. I thought
the red. Yeah, so
I thought it was a lot closer, but
that's what I was going to say.
The game's actually on now, so just totally disregard what I said.
Just take the that's what I was thinking first of all as well. You take the pocket and leave Neill almost touching the red. That's not going well.
Is he off all the balls? Looks awful like it.
I think awful. I thought he would have topped that through, to be honest.
Yeah, aye.
So to screw him back, but
can he go through just for touch on this yellow to the?
I don't think he's snookered. I think he can see this bottom left hand one just.
Right, they always play like straight on. Or maybe kiss off and go just onto white.
It's one of those where you'd actually be better here if you were snookered, because if you can't see a wee side of one of the balls, then you've just got to hit a cushion.
I'd be tempted, depends where you can see, just to kiss off that yellow and put the white in the bottom cushion and just leave it.
If he is snookered, he'll be coming off this bottom rail and just trying to leave it in behind this bottom yellow.
That's a good point, Rich. He'd actually prefer to be total snookered here. Probably didn't want that yellow over there because he's going to be in a bit of bother. That two reds for Neill might be a bit of an issue, but I mean it's no disaster, but
2 shots would have been disaster. That's the main thing. He has to look at it. Giving away 2 shots would have been a disaster.
Neill's got a good few opportunities though to develop those two reds
So
here.
a bit careful here, because if he plays it,
Fight's going right.
has he got the angle to screw off this now into them?
I'd be standing. Thank you. I'd be Yep. It's quite unlucky, but he's still got it in the middle.
I was going to say, you know, it's a wee bit lucky actually, because he's left himself
the
bang on
red-
this into the middle.
His in terms of like the table, his bottom red other than this only goes in the, I think, the opposite corner, but
Yeah, now he's got a decision to make.
does he just take? He can either play the middle red, cushion first off yellow, take the bag. You can play the top red and be quite aggressive. I think I would play in the middle red, and if it does go, then you've still got options off the middle, their next shot to go into this bad red here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a winning spin. By the looks of things, Neill didn't actually try and pot that, which fair enough.
It's alright, it's okay.
If Scott's got a double at this, I think you've got to take it now. If that makes sense. There's no value in keeping the yellow up there.
No, there's not, because obviously the only other real shot he's got is try and play the one that's actually covering Neill's ball down the bottom
exactly.
here, so.
And if he used to come down the table and play the other yellow, he just leaves the red up.
It's unlucky.
Well, I kind of asked the question of Neill here, and he's going to look to see if that red goes. But I think it's one of them. Scott had to take his meds in there and just get that ball out there, because for as long as that yellow was in there, the frame was dead. I think Neill can probably play off the left-hand side of these two, the two reds up the top, and come down this side table. And if that red passes at the bottom, I think that's what he'd be
I
playing.
think it does, because he didn't look that long at it. I think it does pass that way.
It's alright, but I think he's too far across.
Yeah,
They
he's
prefer
maybe
the natural angle. If he just stayed a bit more, it's maybe tighter than me think, Rich.
Yeah, I would have thought if it was really, really tight, he would
This looks good.
get the pace on it.
Go.
I don't think he'll be taking it from this angle, to be honest.
Can you see enough space between the yellow and the black just to double that up? Almost straight.
I think I would be taking this a lot. It's just screwing back and maybe hoping to get in behind it. Yeah, this is a very, very nasty cut, and you're sending the white off the side cushion, maybe into the yellows again.
It just depends how much he thinks he can see the pocket here. Right.
Worth chance Scot then.
Very much so. As long as he leaves himself. He needs to take the white off the bottom cushion here and give us an angle. Don't be straight. I think even if he is straight, he can screw back.
Yeah.
But ideally, he did not want to be straight there. We'll see what his angle is. The way Scott plays this ball. If he plays it with bottom, he's obviously straight.
If he plays it with top, then you'll be.
Looking at that red over the top right, I think he's probably better to play with screw here and come back.
He's playing it with top.
He's playing with top. Yeah,
it's alright. It's a wee bit short, but I mean it's a decent enough angle just to go up and down.
I think he's only got the one pocket he can go to, but that's fine because the cut is thin enough that the white is gonna.
Yeah, he just.
As long as he doesn't stand this white, as long as he plays it natural.
Yeah, perfect.
That's decent. That's very decent. To be fair, Scott couldn't have played that much better. It was cued quite confidently. I know on the stream that looks like a really easy pot, but they all do. Yep.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, this is quite a big frame, this, because 7-4, 6-5 is a
Massive.
massive difference when in a race to 10.
Definitely. Just to be shout again, I think the tables and the club is just playing exceptionally well looking for these type of games.
Yeah, you looking forward to the league starting again, getting your team back in here?
I will. If I get picked.
Hector. Oh dear.
But it's good that like pool's gone through the summer because you've got the like September and May, you've got like the league stuff, and then the folk want to play through summer. I've got this. It's decent.
Yeah, I mean this time last year, I can't remember what week it was, but it was around the June times. We took £7.50 out of the tables in a week, and now we're taking we're emptying them on a Wednesday for the Wednesday flyer, and then on a Sunday as well, and we're taking about 60-70 quid out each time. So
it's really good to see like folk playing pool again after COVID, because you've seen how the way like the league kind of, I wouldn't say decimated, but went for like 4 kind of leagues to do it to.
Well, I mean, when I took over the league, obviously the league had ended, but it was like 33 teams and 3 or 4 on the waiting list. But I think we had something like 19 venues at the time, and by the time I gave the league up, we were still sitting 16 to 18 teams, but we were down to like 8 open venues. But I mean, it's quite good, because I mean, hopefully there's going to be a team forming at moving to Kirky. Team in your old stomping ground, Harbour Inn. Sheeran. So there's a few others as well. It would be brilliant to get a team back in Volkebers for the grants or something. So yeah, it's a shame they dropped out.
As long as they don't like shaky.
Aye. Hopeman Golf Course, that's another one that was looking at putting in a team.
They've got the same guys that reclothed my table in the garage. They done that.
Yeah, it's Aberdeen.
Yep.
Snooker services. Aye, it's the same ones that look after us.
Aye, and the table at the golf course looks lovely. That's a magic. That's a welcome addition to the league. It's a good table, supreme, loads of room, good venue. Aye.
I've seen a picture of it. I haven't been down there. I remember the last time I was down at Hopeman Golf Course.
Scott might have an angle here to pot this yellow.
Probably the one left hand side.
Yep.
The starboard one's on the cushion.
Can you miss that red? Oh.
Yeah, that's not worked out very well. I think he needed to play that with a bit of pace.
Right, this is like, can you cut that further yellow in? I think it's the only shot he's got.
Yeah, just back into the middle pocket.
He might get away with that, you know.
He's quite lucky he didn't actually hit his yellow there and move it onto the cushion. And Neill's probably got A shot up the top here, and that's about it.
For Scott, that's actually a decent result.
Yeah, it's a very good result. There's nothing
When Neill
easy
plays
here.
this, right, Scott can then play.
I mean, it's a good shot for Neill to get even close to that.
Scott can play his bad yellow. He can play this, Scott plays bad yellow up, try and like, yep, that's the one he's looking at there. That to me is the one, the obvious, that's screaming out that shot. He's like, left himself. Well, Scott's left-handed, so he's bridging, but
Yeah, that wasn't great, to be honest.
I think he would much prefer to be right over.
Yeah.
This is actually quite risky. If he leaves Neill an open bag here, like so.
Yeah, but I don't know what. Neill might have to cut this top one first shot because I don't think he's got much else.
Neill definitely will, I think, cut this top one. That's a wee bit slack for Scott if he just.
Yeah, I mean it's finished up a long way from the pocket, and that was all down to not getting close enough to it off the previous shot. Neill's probably a bit unlucky there that he didn't collide in, but
Neill needs to decide when's he gonna like punch it.
Oh, he's got away with that. That could easily have blocked it.
I think Neill now has to like screw in that two awkward reds, unless the one closest to us goes up the top. But
well, he glanced at it earlier, and I thought the previous shot. I thought he would have taken it if it had gone. I think he was just trying to nudge them there.
That's a wee bit of that. I mean, it's a nothing shot, but it was quite indecisive. He didn't really commit to like splitting them, but and now I think he might have went about his balls a bit better there.
Yeah, if he tries and clips this into the middle, it's not.
The white is going to go towards that pocket.
Yeah, you need to kind of screw off it, and it's. He's got away with it. He went round the angles there. I probably should have switched to the other camera.
But he's hard on Dyke, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's.
It's like again, it's like the old adage: you're putting yourself into trouble almost. When you look at it from that angle, it looks pretty straight. I know we'll go to the other one. He does have the angle to come across, but bear in mind where the two bad reds and the black is. Scott's maybe thinking. It's not too bad.
Yeah, so Scott, if he's not, well, he's standing up, so I think he's ready to go. He gets a chance.
I think he's from the old Kingsmill stable to chop the queue.
Aye, in front of it.
Aye, definitely.
Make sure it's the thing with the.
Like he graduated the same year as your Tony Mackay and your Scott Campbell's, Raymond Anderson's. It's a good stable.
Was that Kingsmill C team?
Kingsmill C. Big shot coming up here. Oh, I don't think he's always going to reach, but right then, well, because Scott's previous L is like hanging left, it's actually not a given. So what I think he has to do is take this one in the middle first. If he's very ambitious, he can take a black out here.
I think he'll have to try. Too much side on it. So
He
now
really doesn't want to leave, right?
I think I'll be putting this one up the top now.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Rich. I think I'd be playing that off there, off the top, and to come all the way around, which he's looking at. He's got to put us a wee bit on the left.
You have to be careful
It's
with these
right.
because these can rattle.
He's playing out very well.
Then hopefully he's not straight. Did you pop this, try and screw into this and send it over towards the block?
I'll be honest, Rich, I
Off
just
the bottom
just
dike.
plot this in and leave the straight double. I'll just tab it in, come down a wee bit and leave the straight double in the same bag.
I think I'll be firing into this, trying to
You think?
screw it off the bottom cushion in towards the block. I don't really like. I like blocks into doubles into the middle.
There's a
I
lot
don't
going
really
on
like him
here.
playing into the corner.
There we go, like so.
He's just left a double though. I'm not a great fan of these.
So do you think the double in the other pocket would have been easier?
Well, it'd be easier, yeah.
Oh. Well,
Well, it suits Neill because Neill's just going to roll this. Try and, I mean, it's on. I think it's on the cushions, which makes it a bit more tricky for Neill. But
it's like I hate to say I told you so, but he tried to develop that back, but see if he just touched that, he'd have had far easier double back into the same bag. But yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good shot for Neill.
good shot for Neill. That wasn't as easy as it looked because I think he had to make sure the white hit the bottom cushion.
I'll see what Scott's looking at here. Very fine. The risk is, if he catches this too fat, the red's in.
What's he looking at? What, cutting it right?
Yep, I think he's looking at cutting it off the red. Oh,
I was gonna
Scotty.
say it would have been some shot if it went. Tried to work out how he managed that. Seeing the break from this frame, I might try and change the settings on this camera to make it a wee bit darker. This is a new camera we've just put in today, so I've not had the chance to optimise the settings for it.
Neill probably supposed to play this quite thin, or left hand side to come up the table. He won't be happy with that. That's okay. I fully expect Neill to pot it, but it's not as good as you can see by his reaction.
Yeah, I mean it's
He's a wee bit pissed off because
very
he
it's
should
got the
have
natural.
he should have left it short, or he should have came up farther. There you go.
He's played that pacey just in case he missed it with ours.
Right, Scott, you're 6-4 down. Have a good think about this. I would.
You don't want to gift us.
Folk will be watching the commentary saying, okay, Drew is a fudger, so he'll like play this, but I think the sensible shot is just to play this plain ball. Just take back everything I just said.
Yeah. I think I would have been the same as you, to be honest. It was missable.
Very.
It's not really the one, you know. But it shows the confidence he's got in his potting.
Yeah. 6-5?
6-5.
Or
Sorry, I'm just.
right. Simpson. Neill would not be happy with that. As I said, that
No.
previous shot. He had to come up the other side of the table with a lot of pace and leave it in the middle. But it was like a kind of no man's land.
Yeah.
Good game though. Good game. And that's what you want to see. Game on. Paul said, Russell, it is game on.
Alright. New toy, I can't help muck about with it while we're live on stream. I'll be getting a row from my colleagues for that.
That's a fair scalp, but nothing's went in. Neill's looking at this thinking, any red he wants. It's always the same when you have a good break like this and nothing goes in. The first shot is always the hardest. That's not great.
Yeah,
I think that's a bit rushed. It's a bit rushed for Neill, to be fair. I don't know if that's a hangover for the previous frame or he just seemed to go down there and hit that.
Yeah, I think he.
And I'm never going to be like that obtuse to criticise him for doing that, because I do that a lot. But if you just stepped back and said, okay. See, if Scott's got a couple of options here. The yellow just above the right hand side, middle pocket. Again, maybe this is maybe a fudger, but in a money match, I'd be tempted to take this and put that yellow down behind that 2 reds. But Scott's screwing this. I think he's going to play it quite tough.
It wasn't the greatest. He's kind of.
I know,
no
because
man's land.
even,
You know,
even if he takes a yellow in that other middle, he's going into that red.
he's taking the
So
one
he
down.
can play it.
Is he going to push us through?
It's all about the pace. Can that yellow go
Yeah,
above the left of black?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
If it does, then
I do. I think it goes.
he now only really has one problem ball. This wouldn't it be the worst shot in the world to play the yellow up the rail here?
Yeah, because well, it's better to play that shot.
Now,
Because if it goes,
play it
then
now,
he's still got other options. Whereas if he leaves that to one of
the
his
longer
last
he
balls,
leaves it, the harder it becomes.
Yeah.
So oh, I see. It's kind of handed control back to Neill now, because all Neill's balls are out. If he played the yellow up the rail, even if he hung it, he was still in control of the frame.
100%. I'm not quite sure why he played that one, because it wasn't easy.
Now he's in a world of pain.
Yeah, what do you do here? I mean, it might be this one on the left here. Can you get that off the top cushion and in behind to block Neill's ball onto the top left? I think that's probably where my mind would be. Yeah, just
Yeah, it's a good shot, but it's kind of containing.
yeah, it's contained. But I mean, from where he was, he didn't
Yeah,
really have.
he's just hoping. Does Neill dig into this red and try and develop the? It needs a lot of bottom left. Bottom left, sorry. Oh, he missed it. Where's this white going? Oh, white. Scott can actually chop that up, which would be a decent result if he plays it off the cushion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get that.
Yeah,
out
I
of
mean,
there.
it's not going to be an easy finish for Neill, because I mean the black's tied up. Well, was.
Scott's obviously said, right, okay, let's see you.
It's not a bad result.
It actually
Neill's
isn't.
shot coming from here?
Plus, after Scott win the last frame, I kind of asked Neill a question here. What is he going to do with this?
It's actually a bit of a result for Scott there.
Aye. I'm looking at this right, so I'm thinking, right, this red above the top of the black, I'd probably just to be. I was going to say maybe kiss off it. However, the red that Neill is close to here, again, I maybe just kiss off that. Oh no, that is minging. That is absolutely minging.
Tell you, if Scott watches this back, he's going to be counting the number of times that Neill's had to put his hand up. Oh.
And you can just double this across and be, yep. Right.
I keep going back to when obviously Neill played Graham Scales in the Moravia.
Yep.
And Neill had the bottom left hand pocket covered with the red, and Graham had the black on the cushion next to it, and he hammered it round and it went in the middle. It's just a picture of Neill's face to the camera, and so it was.
What I would technically here, if I was Scott, right, well, he's played this, so it's away. But the yellow the opposite yellow. I played the yellow into black and tried to get the black as far
up
close
towards
to
the top left.
It was a fine cut, but it then keeps the frame going. I think Neill will probably take that red, unless okay, he might take this one on the top right and screw across and take that down.
I think I'd be taking this one on the bottom right first.
This one down here.
Yeah.
Why? Do you not think it's got any value because it doesn't stop the...
Yeah, I think there's a danger there that he's taking the pocket. There's a danger there if he took anything up the top and didn't get anything.
It's total Hollywood, but Scott can now take his bad ball out.
Yeah.
He can take his bad ball on the right and just like chop it up the top.
Yeah, I'll be going to double up the top left here.
I wouldn't even play it hard, I just went pocket pace. There we go.
Not got it.
And it might just go in behind Neill's. That's okay. Scott will take that because he's now got his bad ball out of play.
It means if Neill's going to win the frame, he has to attack that, which could leave the opportunity for Scott.
I get why Neill's played that. He's lost the last frame, but I didn't think that was a correct shot. Again, it's horses for courses, but I can't see why Neill would leave him the opportunity to get his bad ball out. Yeah, what do I know?
Well, we know everything, that's why we're doing comms and not playing.
And we never miss for here.
Never miss from here.
Never miss for here. Do knocker mink.
Context, I hope that's about Neill's fluke.
I think it's probably about me.
Oh, right. A bit of light on. It's getting a bit dark.
Mink.
Comms booth.
The thing is, Noxie has taken the effort to sign into like YouTube to make that comment, and he probably thinks it's funny in his head.
No, he's confirming it's Neill's fluke he was speaking about.
Let's give him a wee bit of cheek here, thinking.
No, that's Neill laying down the gauntlet to Scott now. He's just chipped that red out, so... Yep, a good pot. See the ones at the top. Still not an easy finish here. Ooh. There's a chance here for Neill to play a ball onto the ball. Yeah, you've missed it as well. Sometimes find when you've got a ball over the pocket and you're trying to play another one onto it, it's harder than if you were just going for the pot. Yeah, he didn't really leave Scott angle there, but I thought he would have attacked that. You go for the double down, try and take the bottom left here, Andrew?
I think I would. focus.
Well, let's see how Neill's feeling after. Well, we're now 2 hours into this match, so
We're 2 hours deep, are we?
2 hours deep, yeah. He probably didn't want that second in to go, but you still expect him. I mean, he's got balls in diagonally opposite pockets. Yeah, a good shot. I love these in practice. I never ever get out of position with these ones in practice that you see in a game when there's a bit of pressure on. It's so easy just to misjudge this and leave yourself awkward. Yeah, he's done nothing fancy there. He's just left it. It's not an easy pot into the middle. He would have.
Yep.
Struck it well. Now 7-5 to Neill. We top of the table there from Neill. That's a good shot by Scot. Right folks, I'm just heading out to run a quick errand, but I'll leave you in Andrew's hands once he's back from the bar. Yeah, it's button on the top. The light's on, it's on. And if you want to change cameras, it's just scene 1, scene 2.
Evening, guys. Richard's away and he's left me in sole control of the comms. 7-5 to Neill. A wee bit of pool we played yet. Aye, Neill's just trying to play that right up there and leave Scot a bit wee bit awkward on the yellow. I don't think Scot can see enough of that middle yellow on the left to play it down, but I think Scot wanted that in. But sorry, Knox, just seen your comment there about Black Ball and Supreme Tables. My answer would be, I don't know, either way. Both cracking tables, but I'm not entirely sure that one's more forgiving than the other. To be fair, I'm really good at missing them both, so I wouldn't like to comment. I know, you're right. Apparently they do have like another clip in the locution than Supremes do, but I'll be honest with you, at my level, I've never really noticed much of a difference. Maybe you, when you've been at the garage, like dishing out the lessons, you'd be able to tell the guys, but nah, maybe. I believe so, Callum, I think so. That's a good shot for Scot, but I don't think he wanted that in. That's no bad for Scott, unless Neill can play the red off that yellow, which I think is too far away from the pocket. I can play the red off, yep, like so. Well, if Neill's seen it, why did he play it? Sorry, pal. I think Scott's probably looking to play this yellow left cushion first, take the red out, then clear the path for the other yellow into the pocket. But there's a lot can go wrong here. It's nearly a stick on. Like so. I knocked it. Regarding my table, the guys from like Aberdeen Pool and Snooker who did the new club, when they replaced my cloth recently, they did replaced a couple of like pocket runners, which obviously gives you kickouts. But top class guys did it basically. That's a good shot, Scott. So I think it might beat the condition of a Supreme or a Black Ball, but nah, both good tables. That's us back in business, guys.
Sorry, a little bit of a
Technical hitch.
technical hitch with the scoreboard. It crashed on us. The last few matches has certainly made me thinking, so we getting a return of the furnace?
Aye.
Is Noxie going to come back on fire? Deshaun, Jordan, so Hoppy versus Deshaun might be a match. That could be good. I mean, Deshaun's coming, playing a lot better, and he took the W on Wednesday in the Flyer. But Hoppy's a solid player. Be a good even match that. Deshaun, I'm going to got a lot on over the next 6 weeks, so we'd be looking at July. Oh dear.
Don't start Simpson's patter. What is it? Wow. I've missed this kind of stuff. D-Shambles and Noxie. Like.
Aye. That'll be another good match to get going, but they'll need to play for some moolah if they're wanting the streaming service and that, because
them two.
Well,
I'm not sure I can afford to lend both of them. Well, at least I can't lose.
Yeah, you can. They could still draw. We were speaking about that earlier, so Andrew's eyeing up a doubles match against Regan and a certain Graham Scales.
We got called out.
Yeah, they got called out. Regan and Scales not known for their shyness, calling out the doubles champs.
But that'd be a good friendly game. So
yeah, good friendly game. But I mean, Graham just has to go and ask Koos how his back is. I don't think it's recovered from
carrying
Reg all the way to the final.
Well, like with that hand, like somebody should ask Gav how his back is after carrying me. Like, but no, Callum. Maybe watch this space. Good bit of crack. We'll get perhaps Reg and Graham against me and Gav. Just a friendly wee game. Couple of quid. Good. Gav's he's going to do pretty well to like play and commentate at the same time. But never mind.
We'll need to move the setup back into the pool room.
Fine.
It's quite good. It's quite good being out here in a way, because we always worried we couldn't do commentary before in here because players would overhear what you're saying. So the setup we've got and we've designed, we've still got a bit to do. So yeah, I'll have to look and pick my next opponent carefully, because I don't think I can go through another thumping.
Noxie?
I think I'll be looking at a higher standard than that.
Right. How much you start? See what? Is it worth it?
Look, if I want to take your money, I'd play you. Then I need to do a bit of proxy. That's a good finishing Neill there. Actually, sober, Noxie. I'm not drinking today. I've got the car.
You'd have you neighbour, Noxie.
I would hope so.
Oh, anyway, back to the main event. 7-6 here.
8-6.
8-6. I do apologise.
Yeah. Scott really needs to win this frame because if Neill gets in the hill, then every shot will be a Hail Mary from Scott trying to go for it, knowing that one slip up. So this is a very important. So I presume this is Neill's setting the balls up. I presume this is his break, is it? Yeah, Deshaun, I'm not allowed to play in grassroots.
Scott. Again, it kind of feels like my teammate is parting his way to trouble here.
Yeah, he needed to be a bit. He potted the first couple really well, and I thought it just
that's
takes
a red
one.
go in the bottom, and he can kind of pot that yellow. That's the.
Which one?
Kinda, that one he's playing there. Can he?
Yeah, it goes. A bit unlucky with that.
He's kind of potting balls, but it doesn't actually gain him much.
No, it's like I say, it's almost now he's just playing by the seat of his pants, you know.
He's got two cuts. It's one in the middle, which could can into the red, or he's got one down the bottom, which is definitely looking like a middle bag.
Yeah. No,
That's a great shot.
He got a lot of action on the cue ball there, so.
And if he takes this on the left hand side of the table and rolls it in, he'll come back bonny for the red. This kind of needs to be pocket pace though, because.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to have a bit of an issue, you know, getting. He's got the middle pocket, I'll leave him.
I would just be
he'll need an angle on the bottom.
Just concentrate the pot. That was miles away, Scott.
And he's kind of covered his head as well. So
I think he's going to be a world of pain here because Neill's going to pot this yellow, then roll that yellow down. And I think that'll maybe be him on the hill.
Neill might go for this.
He might go for a bit. He can do both with the same shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You can go this a wee bit forward and leave that yellow in the middle.
He had no intention of potting that. That is a bit brutal. He had no intention of potting that.
Yeah. Okay. Scott's he's gonna prolong the frame. I don't think it's very good for him, but it's gonna prolong the frame at least.
play a punt
The only
into it?
shot I'm potentially seeing is if Scott can get his white up the table, is to play the red on the yellow.
A double here.
Right. Scott can be quite cute and play the red down off
Yeah,
yellow. No, but it doesn't look like it's
Double
going
off
to
a
do that.
button cushion.
He's just
That's a bit of
opened
a
that.
disaster.
He's just opened that up from there.
You cut this one onto the yellow behind the black.
I would, yes, that would be my first shot because you can't really go wrong. I think Scott might have been a bit more streetwise there and just played the he could have played like the dominant foul, but the tactical foul.
Regan Campbell. Noxie versus Deshaun. Deshaun, I'll play him for a kebab. Noxie, sound confident shambles. Deshaun, just hungry.
Noxie, he's got rinsed there.
Oh, brilliant. So next Saturday, a week tomorrow, we have got Fairy versus Regan at 2 o'clock, live on the stream.
Is it 2, is it?
2 o'clock, yeah. I believe Fairy will be taking down a squad load from Keith, so it should be a good atmosphere in the club.
Ethiopians?
Yeah, I thought Neill had missed that for a second there.
Was Zola coming?
Don't know, Noxie, you've seen the price of food these days.
Oh. Can you see it?
I don't think he can.
That's
He's too close to swerve it as well.
that's massive. If not,
He seemed to hit that really flat.
I think he rushed that a bit.
Yeah,
He jumped in it. I think the only way he's got if he plays it off the cushion he's facing there, can back
that's
towards
a very hard angle. When the cushion's up close, it's very hard to get that angle.
Defo, but it's the only way he's going to pot the ball.
Yeah. Oh, aye, and up and down. You probably, if you're going up and down, you're probably going to pot the white off it into the middle. You'd probably actually be playing
I'd be aiming
two
from the yellow
cushions if
to
you're
the
going
white
up.
here.
Yeah, you'd be playing two cushions if you're going up and down. He's looking. See,
Oh.
See, I don't really want to move our camera again.
Can he jack the cue maybe just like fudge it in?
See,
Is he just winding this up? He can play it. There we go.
Ah.
What was the hassle about? That's like
playing for the crowd there.
yep.
Right, 9-6 Neill. No more mistakes from Scott.
It's on the hill.
Oh, it went all day long. Aye, well, his reactions kind of confirmed it didn't go, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I can't see it.
Oh well, gents, Neill is on the hill.
Alright, would you just give me a shout when they're in and we'll take a look at your queue. He's got what tips for his breaking queue and his normal queue, so I said I'd put the tips on for him and use the grain filler we've got as well, because it's catching on his beard and that's the grain filler's really good just for filling that.
Catching his ability.
Yeah, Woodsy's coming on.
Yeah,
he's still.
He is that. That's why I said it. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was being genuine.
He's a good potter. Still probably needs a wee bit more experience with the dark arts. But I mean, watching the master at work here, good education. Yeah, sure, Jamie. I mean, it was a bit of a hiding I took on last Saturday off John Brewman, so I'm not scared to go and play another one, but I'm not in a rush.
What about yourself, Jimmy?
Maybe look to get one arranged in early There you go. Woodsy says he'll play Noxie. Noxie, do you still pick up a queue at all? You're a good player, Noxie, but if he's not playing competitively, then it might take him a wee while to get back up to.
If he agrees to like a money match, then he'll start appearing at my house for practice, which I'm not fucking one.
Aye,
but came me like 4 years to get him.
Aye, but as long as he takes his 50p's.
50p's? He's never taken a bottle of beer yet.
He's taking one off you though. Yeah, it'd be good to see you back, Noxie. You get some practice in. I'm sure there's plenty of players here we could probably find and play it.
Noxie's one of the Drew stables. I want to get him back involved.
Aye, just so you get lifts back and forth without relying on Gav.
I get it for Gav.
At least Gav can still play.
And Gav's good. Six here. Scot's going to try and develop this ride, I think.
Weird bit of a shot really there, because he was very in danger of going in awful on it.
There's only one basically outcome of that, and that's what he did. I can't really understand that. Easy for me to say.
Think you can get this up into the top corner?
No, I don't think you can.
That was a desperation shot, that.
Yep.
Actually, that's good. I think tomorrow there's no matches, as I'm led to believe, but for members we do actually have from 12 till 4 we have free pool and snooker tomorrow, because there's no live football on.
Good shot, Neill.
So we'll see if anyone wants to come up. The tables will be open and the lights will be on the snooker.
Underneath the lights. All these heroes in the comments can show their stuff.
Yeah. So I might even pop up for a few frames myself.
Steady.
Yeah. Actually looking at getting myself a new pool cue, I think I'm kind of struggling with 8 mil tip. I think I'm going to go back to a slightly bigger one, just to... This is a confidence thing sometimes with potting.
Oh, Scot. I think that could be lethal.
I know, 'cause you usually come up, always they sign you into the club, and you want to get the queue out. It should be good. There's quite a good group that come in and play these days.
Like just last week, Rich got the guys from Aberdeen Pools to go out like to do my garage. So just had a couple of things myself, but really disappointed that I've not seen Jamie Knox up yet.
Well, you invited him?
Have I ever invited him?
No.
Even like the wife has said, "What's the new cloth like?" I've got decent. What does Jamie think about him? I go, "Oh, wait a minute."
Aye.
What?
So
Is his opinion better than mine or something like that?
That's
Never mind.
interesting. I thought he'd be sleeping under the table.
I think it's because of pre-season.
Ah, right, okay. So what cloth did you go for on the table? Was it just
Hainsworth match, aye.
Yeah. We actually spoke about getting the Strachan in here, but I don't know if it lasts as long. Yeah, that's Neill just tightening the noose now. The worst result from Scot there because he's blocked Neill's ball, so it's not finished for Neill. Saying that, sometimes the angles can be slightly deceiving. I don't think that yellow on the left. Well, it does now. We could be in the home stretch here. I mean, if this is the end, then Scot can watch us back tomorrow and obviously think back on the first couple of frames, because the first frame and the second frame he had chances in, and then the third frame from 3-0 down he could have been 3-0 up. I mean, the luck he had in the second frame where Neill missed the pot and it went round the table and ended up putting it in the one place on the whole table that Scot couldn't pot the block. So there we go. 10-6 win from Neill, but in fairness every frame was close. So Scot could take confidence that he did compete with one of the strongest players in the area. You look back and tighten up a few little mistakes here and there, or snatching at a few balls, then could have been a whole different story. A good match to watch though, so I hope you've all enjoyed it. And obviously we had Andrew Cormier on guest comms. He's gone straight to the bar there. Top up. So obviously our next live event I think will be on Sunday when we have, let me get this right, is it event 6 of the Sunday Flyers? Yeah, event 6 of the Sunday Flyers, so that starts at 1 PM. Yeah, get yourself on if you haven't gone on to our Facebook page, and all our events are publicised there. We've got the Royal Rumbles, the next big one on the 21st of June. Where you choose your walk-on song and you're picked at random, and the winner stays on, and then there's a prize for the last one out of all the entries to hold the table, and there's also a prize for the person that won the most frames during it, so a good event there. So all details on the Facebook page. And thanks for everyone that joined in and commented. And like I say, Jamie, if you fancy getting back into the pool, give me a shout, and easily get you into the club and show you what we've done with the place. Right. So on that note, thanks and good night.